To discuss a numerical in which a system is absorbing 400 joule of heat. So you can see that the 400 joule of heat is being absorbed and a work of 150 joule is done on the surrounding. Means the system is performing the work and we have to calculate the internal energy. For this we will have to use the first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law? First law says that delta U is equal to Q plus W. So we know that heat is absorbed by the system, so it will be positive, whereas work is done by the system, so work done will be negative. And overall delta U is equal to Q plus W. So 400 minus 150 will be 250 joule. This is the change in internal energy. So by using the first law of thermodynamics, we can calculate the internal energy. Similarly, what is enthalpy? Enthalpy is nothing but the energy, or you can say heat energy. The change in enthalpy is represented by delta H. So delta H is the change in enthalpy. What is the enthalpy? It can be defined as the sum of internal energy and the pressure volume energy of a system under a particular set of condition is known as enthalpy. H is equal to U plus PV. H is equal to U plus PV. Enthalpy is also a state function. What do you mean by state function? A state function means anything which depend on the initial and the final state, not on the path followed. So for a state, it can be represented that delta H is equal to H final state minus H initial state. What about a reaction? If you are choosing a reaction, suppose A plus B gives C plus D. So A plus B is the reactant, C plus D is the product. So delta H will be calculated by calculating the enthalpy of product minus enthalpy of reactants. So in this way we can easily calculate the value of delta H. We can also relate delta H with internal energy. Delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Derivation is not in our chemistry syllabus. You will read the thermodynamics derivation in physics. So we will be discussing only the formula which are required. So delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V, whereas delta U is equal to Q plus W. If we consider that let the work done is W minus P delta V, so what we can do in the equation, delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. W is replaced by minus P delta V. As you can see that after replacing, delta H is equal to QP. Delta H is equal to QP. So the relation between delta H and delta U is delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. So it is a very important relationship which is required. On this basis we can also do a numerical. You can see here enthalpy change is given. A reaction enthalpy changes to be calculated or it is given. Suppose if it was not given, we will be using the same formula. Delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Now see, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3, that is minus 92.38 kilojoule, temperature 298 Kelvin. What is delta U? If gas constant R is 8.314. Now see here, this is the reaction and 2, 3 and 1 is the coefficient. So what will be the number of mole of gas product? That is 2 minus 1 plus 3, that is 4. Delta N is equal to minus 2. Now see, we can elaborate our equation. Delta H is equal to delta U plus delta nRT. Delta H already given, delta U we have to calculate, and we have -2 calculated already. So on putting the formula of value of R, we can get the value of delta U. So this is the method to calculate delta U. Similarly, for all the reactions, you can see here for the second question also, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta nRT is used. First law of thermodynamics is having a wide application. One of the most important effect is Joule-Thomson effect. Joule-Thomson effect you will study in detail in physics. We have to only learn about the definition. What is Joule-Thomson effect? When a highly compressed gas is passed through a porous plug from a region of high pressure to low pressure under adiabatic condition. Adiabatic means heat is kept constant. A change in temperature will be observed. This change is known as Joule-Thomson effect. So as you can see here, this is the porous plug, and a gas is being transferred from one chamber to other. You will observe a change in temperature. This effect was known as Joule-Thomson effect. So it's a very important effect. Its derivation and other thing is in the physics, not in chemistry. So what you have to remember is that high pressure to low pressure, the gas is passing high pressure to low pressure, and that is a spontaneous process. It does not require any form of energy. So it is a spontaneous process which is occurring by itself. This change is known as Joule-Thomson effect. In this Joule-Thomson effect, you can also see our mathematical term. See here, Joule-Thomson is represented by a Joule-Thomson coefficient, that is mu. So what is mu? Mu is delta T upon del P, keeping the H constant. So Joule-Thomson coefficient is the rate of change of temperature with respect to the pressure at constant enthalpy. Means we are observing the rate in change in temperature with respect to pressure when enthalpy is kept constant. So this is Joule-Thomson coefficient. For ideal gas mu will be 0, and for real gas mu will be positive. So these are the two conditions which you have to remember, that Joule-Thomson coefficient always provides you the information about the temperature. What will happen if a gas is being transferred from one chamber to the other chamber, or one system to the other system? Joule-Thomson coefficient give us the information about that, and we can calculate with the help of Joule-Thomson coefficient. Joule-Thomson coefficient is mu, and you can represent it as a inversion temperature. The temperature is known as inversion temperature, the temperature below which cooling and above which heating is observed when a gas is passed through a porous plug from the region of high pressure to low pressure. So in short, what is Joule-Thomson effect? When a gas is passing from high pressure to low pressure through a nozzle, or through a porous plug, or through a air hole, anything, from high pressure to low pressure, you will observe a change in temperature. That change is measured by Joule-Thomson coefficient, that is mu. So this is about Joule-Thomson effect. You have to keep in mind that whenever we are talking about an ideal gas, mu should be 0. Ideal gas means the gas which is behaving the Raoult's law. The gas which is behaving the Raoult's law, that is the ideal behavior, which is, even in case of gases, you can say the gases which behave PV is equal to nRT. this is the expression for an ideal gas. PV is equal to nRT, whereas real gases which deviate from ideal gas, and for this the mu will be positive. So that's all for Joule-Thomson effect.